What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Old World Deity Civilization 5 AI only battle. It's been a very exciting start. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I think so far only episode 1 and 2 are out as I'm making this, so I've seen a few comments, but everyone seems to be looking forward to it, definitely. So that's good at the very least. Obviously, I'll know how you're thinking of the actual game progressing. There's a few more episodes come out. I'm a little bit further ahead. These series are kind of helpful because I can be a bit further ahead. In the Let's Plays, I obviously need to sort of keep myself just ahead so that I can respond to comments, whereas here obviously I must respond with action to the comments. Obviously comments on this, I'm not playing, I can't mess this one up. So it's all good. I can get a few episodes ahead if I ever have a reason I need to record more and it can't be the Let's Plays. This series is great, which is actually what's happening now due to some bad luck in the Civ series slots at the moment. You may have seen already. I think this is actually the second episode of today as a result of this series, but this is everyone's favourite series. I don't think it matters too much. So just a quick bit of housekeeping before we begin this episode. The next episode will be separate. It won't have a number, probably in the thumbnail. It will be the info addicts for this series. So this one, okay? So if you are interested in those, next episode will be the term 100, or we'll just pass that info addicts. And then in that same episode, it will cut, and I'll show you what's going on in the alternate game. That won't be as deep. We won't be looking at the info addicts for that as much. We might just pan over some of the very important stats just to see if there's a clear winner. But it will also be, me showing you what has happened over the first 100 turns of the alternate battle. I won't say much more, simply because I haven't actually started the alternate battle yet. I'm going to let it run for the 100 turns as soon as I've recorded this episode. But yeah, that will be what's in the next episode. So it won't be like an official part of the series. So the info addicts will be moved out of the main sort of stream of the series, and then the next episode, so that the thumbnail will just say something like hashtag info addicts or term 100, and so then the title will be info addicts and alternate thing, if that makes sense. I don't know exactly yet. I haven't got that far ahead, but yeah, that'll be out tomorrow based on the current timing of the series. It looks like there's gonna be 2 episodes a day for some series, just for a day or two until I get something else going. Not exactly sure what that will be at this point in time. Probably decide on it soon, but yeah, there's just a little heads up. But I had a quick brief peek at the info addicts for this series, and it's looking quite interesting. There's some surprises. Obviously, there's not really a best one to tell. I think there's a few civs doing well. I didn't look too in depth, so there was 3 civs on the graphs that were like yellow or orange that were doing well. I couldn't really tell if it was Ajar, Russia, or the Netherlands who was who. But those guys that were doing well. And there was other civs up there as well. It wasn't anyone running away with it too badly just yet. Mongolia pieces out with China. Oh, there we go. What happened there? Mongolia pieced out with China, so they can now go and protect themselves and focus on that. And there was another peace deal I was meant to say, and I completely missed it, but never mind. And India also grabbed a wonder. I missed that as well, but they did grab some sort of wonder that turn. I apologise for missing that one. Before I clicked away, I can actually check, I think, in the social policy thing, but I'll probably do that again in that info addict episode. We'll be looking at the religion as well. So if you're more interested in the in-detailed stats, that will now no longer be in the main videos. They'll get their own special show, basically, or episode for you to check out. Not sure why it's going a bit buggy. I have no idea. Probably some stupid update my computer likes to do in the background. My computer is... I've moaned about it. If you watch the channel, like the last 2 years, I've always said it's slowing down. It goes through stages. Some battles it does really well, and then some other ones it just completely dies. I don't know, but yeah, it feels like it might be getting to that point. I mean, it is approaching 5 years now. It's, I think, 6 months. No, I got it in 2015 December. So yeah, it's approaching 5 years. As I've mentioned before, I think if you actually wanted to replace it like for like, it would cost like £100. It's not that expensive, the parts anymore. Something that most of them aren't produced, but if like relatively compared to what you can buy now for the same price I paid for it 5 years ago, I can get a pretty good PC. So I will be looking to make the switch probably at some point. Obviously not really available at the moment, as you can imagine, with all the shops and stuff being closed. But once hopefully normality is restored in the and later half of this year, then at that point I'll look into it, see what I can do. I've also considered that they cost a lot more for the same performance, so I'll probably just look into another desktop PC, and then we might be able to even run battles with better graphics, maybe process them a little bit quicker. Who knows? less audio errors. I've noticed that's creeping in. It's nothing I can do with regards to the audio one. It's going to happen like one every 50 episodes maybe, where it just for some reason it bugs a little bit in the middle. Like I can't stretch it back out or anything. I don't know why it happens. It just like compresses it and breaks. A city just fell and I completely missed which one it was. Did Russia take one off Mongolia? Yeah, there you go. That's the one. So that's not good. I thought Mongolia would have had more of a... I didn't think Russia would really go for this, but they are definitely committed to it. So, stop freezing, Japan. Don't know if it was specifically Japan, but there you go. Game. What's this? Britain has entered the Renaissance era. Good job. They're still doing okay. There is the first settler heading north of England. We'll see where this goes. Portugal has also arrived in the New World now with the Now unit. So it's them and the Netherlands who currently have knowledge. And Japan, also with a Caravel. So these are the civs that have found the New World. They know it exists, so they may have a bit of an advantage there. Not particularly sure. None of the West African civs quite there yet, but Mali, Nigeria, probably, I'd definitely say Rhodesia as well. Probably not that far off. It just depends what technologies they've gone for. And bear in mind, they might send their boats in the wrong direction. There might be some caravels out in this ocean. Great Britain can do it, obviously, if they have a scout here in the Indian Ocean. And I mean, probably not going to be too many settlers just yet. I mean, a lot of these civs have had access to these islands for ages, and nothing's happened just yet. But yeah, I think probably term 100 to 200 will be the era of colonization for a lot of this map. But we'll see. But I'll keep an eye. Obviously, the Dutch have a settler. There's a good chance that only makes it to Iceland, or could turn back, come to Scotland. But yeah, it might come over here. See, the AI tends to start with what they can see, so they'll probably only settle up here in the tundra, and it'll be pretty useless at first. Whereas all this resources are just waiting. This is obviously the valuable, really valuable area. The East Coast, the West Coast is pretty valuable as well. The middle's got some nice stuff, but the desert and stuff's not as great. The grasslands aren't as good either. Oh, sorry, the plains aren't as good. Come down towards Mexico here. Looks a bit dull. A lot of forest, but not much more. A few more resources around this region, obviously. Opportunity for the canal, and actually I was wrong, there's Nigeria, so they're out this way as well. So here we'll see them, some settlers, maybe heading towards South America, which also is like a gold mine of resources, arguably better than North America. So there you go, two biggest militaries in the world, bit of an arms race for Russia and Germany. Emerging out of the fall of Poland, Rhodesia's down there in third in Africa, another European in there in the Netherlands in fourth, so good representation for Europe here for the first time in a while. I don't know if you want to count Russia as Asia or Europe, whatever. But yeah, they're all European effectively. India in fifth. Sixth is the Jar, Egypt 7, so the Europeans fall off a little bit. But Greece again in 8th, and then Siam and Persia up there as well. Some of the biggest militaries in the world. China versus Korea. Interesting. Now this is probably too early. Korea always survives till the mid to late game. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe this is their time. Maybe this is China's time to conquer them early on. I don't know. It'd be cool. Beijing. Oh my goodness. Look what they've done to it. Those citadels. Okay, Russia. They took New Sarai. Now they have Old Sarai. Mongolia just about gets it back. But this is not looking great for Mongolia. Russia, I imagine, is going to end this with something looking very close to modern times. Russia. A fantastic start for them, at least. In fact, look, they've even got a bit of Crimea, then it stops towards Ukraine. This is going to be very interesting. They've not quite got Scandinavia. This is going to be a very realistic looking Russia if they maintain this. Germany, if you just slap that settler down in the middle of that would be hilarious. I'm sure they won't, but it would be quite funny. I'm sure it wouldn't, it would trigger like a war if they were, I don't know if Russia would be brave enough though to attack Germany. My problem with Germany, you know, I don't want to doubt it. We finally got them doing somewhat of a decent start, like they're in a good position for once. My one issue is they're between Russia and the Netherlands. Like, you couldn't ask for harder than that at the moment. The Netherlands are very strong as well. They lucked out. Luck's on their side. They should have lost Utrecht, and Greece just pieced out. Oh, the Garamantes are about their final city to be eliminated. Russia just re-grabbed that Mongolian city. Yeah, Egypt should probably eliminate the Garamantes pretty soon. Carthage held off any further pushes from the Songhai. Obviously, that was a pretty big thing going on. There's a few civs here. The Songhai, I mean, Mali is probably going to fall away. But yeah, the Songhai is still doing okay. Especially with the former Mali capital, Nigeria, doing great as well with all these big cities. Egypt have made a good start so far. They're looking good as well. And if they grab Garama here, they'll be looking very big land-wise. Carthage made a good start in North Africa. So yeah, Morocco and Mali, sort of the losers, and the Garamantes in Northern Africa. So far, I'm sure there'll be more in the future. Southern Africa, I wouldn't say there's necessarily been a loser yet. There's not been too many wars. Ethiopia's done okay for themselves. Burundi's probably, and the Congo haven't. These two are probably going to disappear at some point, the Congo and Burundi. But Rhodesia and the Zulu, I'm not necessarily sold that either of them could win. It looks like Rhodesia has a tech advantage with Gatling guns. No one else has got those yet, as far as I'm aware. So that's a good switch. Now, Portugal's another civ who are doing pretty well. It doesn't look like it, but for whatever reason, they are doing really well, statistically. A few more nows, so they're beginning to explore quite a bit. The Netherlands only have one caravel. Portugal has quite a few units. Carthage, sadly, that's just a regular boat that they've managed to squeeze up here. Yeah, so the Dutch will be arriving in the New World. Bear in mind, I think the ability to move units through the deep ocean is different to the ability that gives you caravels, the technology. I might be wrong. Just trying to remember. Globe Theatre for Rhodesia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the technology that lets you cross the deep ocean with your units is different. So Japan is probably still a few turns away from being able to go over here. And actually just looking at it, is there caravel along this coast? They're in Hawaii at the moment. It looks like they may have turned away. So I don't know. But they do have privateers. Those can also explore, whether they opt to or not. Here we go, turn 100. Pretty big moment in what is going to be a very exciting game. There is some very strong looking civs out there, even with Russia making a lot of progress. And India I did not even know this war was going on. But India, I said they were one of the threats to Arabia, and there you go, they do sort of show up there. Byzantium is fighting them, although very awkwardly around the side. And Persia are in this as well, so that could get a bit rough for Arabia. But yeah, India already grabbing this city in the Arabian Peninsula, and Gandhi, he's doing it. He's leaving India. That was the hope, and I see some settlers. Maybe those will be heading towards Indonesia. That would be great to see. Siam, my eyes are on you as well here. I assume they don't have any boats, so they can't explore this. So Siam cannot know this exists, which is a little rough. No coastal cities. They did have one. No. Were these both Carthages? Sorry, Siam, not Carthage. I can't remember if these were both Siams or just this one. But yeah, I'm guessing they didn't have any coastal cities. I feel like this was just settled when it fell. Maybe. Or maybe the Shah did settle it and I'm being stupid. But I can't remember. To be honest. There's a lot of series, a lot of things I got to remember. That's not one of them. Normally I only remember if that's like the puppet sign or it's an obvious name. And also the Shah mod changes names and stuff. Like if it still had the Siam names, I'd remember. But the Shah have obviously changed it. The Huns pieced out with Byzantium, not that that was really a major conflict anymore. Greece is still looking pretty good, and Carthage may actually get Rome here. The Netherlands also piecing out with Attila. See, where are the Dutch? Their settlers arrived in the snowy tundra, we'll see, but Portugal is definitely the deepest in terms of what they can actually see. The Netherlands have only seen the coastline. Portugal's scout is just ploughing straight into an empty new world. No barbarians, there is no obstructions to settling in there. Oh, Nigeria actually stole away Garama. Now, that will lead to some border gore. But it does mean the Garamantes are, I think, the first civ to be completely eliminated. Because Poland's still around. Attila's survived with one city. So I think everyone is still alive. Unless there's someone else I'm forgetting. Maybe in West Africa. But no, Mali's still here. Yeah, I think that's the first elimination. Sorry, Garamantes. I don't think anyone picked them. Hopefully not. Because I'd feel bad. It would suck to be like the first pick and your pick goes out first. I've had it before. I mean, I jinxed Rome pretty hard this time, didn't I? So Siam versus the Huns. I feel like if I pick your pick, you should get 3 picks. Just give you a bit of extra help because you deserve it. If I've picked your pick, because that is game over for them. Siam v the Huns, Babylon v the Huns, doesn't matter. Babylon is going to play a weird role in this game. They're sort of they're raising a great city that someone else is going to benefit from. Like one of these 3 probably. I say actually it's probably India, Persia, or Babylon, or Byzantium. Sorry, are going to benefit more from the city of Babylon. Like Babylon's just making it a good city. There's not much there. They're not going to come back from this. I'm afraid it's too late now. We're stuck on one city. Plenty of civs that can turn things around, and catch up to the leaders. That's definitely not improbable. Persia could do it, conquer all the Middle East. Byzantium could do it. Lots of those civs could still turn a good game, get a really good game out of this. But yeah, the civs with one city, your Babylon, your Rome, what remains of Poland. I'm afraid the game is, it's just a waiting game for them, playing survival, seeing what they can do. But they're not gonna have a huge impact. Germany might be about to settle there, which is not the worst idea, I guess. It's definitely gonna put you in a war with the Netherlands one day. But take what you can. The Dutch did grab this city in Norway. I'm seeing some more boats around England in the shallow waters. I think the deep waters are still the same. Britain is in there, Nigeria. Egypt is now in the deep ocean with a scout. The Congo are here. So yeah, plenty. Rhodesia's got a scout out this way. So the civs will be starting to find the new world. This is setting the stage brilliantly as we sort of hit the turn 100. We're a bit beyond it, but it doesn't matter too much. But that's really, really exciting. We've got any, and there you go. India does grab the first Indonesian island, and they've got more settlers and scouts across this ocean. Even a knight. I don't know where this scout settler is going. That's maybe more of a. Maybe they're going for some of these islands. I don't know, Madagascar. But yeah, I already like this. This is a good start. Grabbing the first of the Indonesian islands, and a good move by India. I'm really excited to see what Gandhi can do here. He's going to get plenty of resources from this. I mean, this city doesn't actually have that many resources, but there's some spices. But yeah, some of these other islands, there's cocoa, spices, all sorts of different things. Lots of pearls, gems. There's cocoa, I think. Oh, no, spices again. But there's strategic resources too. If you get to Australia, there's Uluru, which will give some extra faith, which is great for any civ with a religion. You've also got the Great Barrier Reef, a nice wonder here if someone could get access to that. And New Zealand's here as well, with lots of resources actually. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. Bear in mind what I said about the next episode. It will be the info addicts for this series, this one, the one we've been watching. And then it will also be showing you what has happened on the map of the alternate series. I might not do the info addicts, just not to mix things up, and obviously it's not so important. It's just to see, I want to see like how close would it mirror this game specifically. It might be completely identical, who knows. But that'll be it for this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.